Glory to Ukraine, glory to brave Ukrainian army. We will definitely win. Please see my variety Persian Yellow. This is not so popular variety here, but still we can face it in our garden, and I have planted it, and this is its first season in my garden. Why it's not so popular? Because it's only once blooming, and of course I think my opinion is that most of us want roses which will be blooming even till frost, or at least couple of waves, not only once. This variety can bloom May or June, depending on the region, on the climate, on the microclimate. But here in my garden, it was blooming, May to June, something between. Why I have bought it? Because I was interested by description of its fragrance. It was described as unusual and not so good. So I was eager to smell it. What this is a fragrance which is not so usual for the roses and not so good. And yeah, it's not usual. Of course, it's not so awful, I would say. Nothing awful is there, but it is still unusual, especially when you love fragrance. Most my roses, they have fragrance, and during the selection of roses to my garden, new varieties to my garden, I pay special attention to the fragrance column, and in case rose has description as very strong, very intense fragrance, this would be pretty good argument for me to buy this rose. And of course, in case I love fragrance, I like aroma in the roses, I definitely was interested to smell this one. In addition, it has very bright yellow color. It's so deep, it's so intense, and yeah, very interesting. And of course, this is the first season, and bush is not so big. It's pretty small, compact. But I would imagine how in couple of years it will be bigger, it will be wider, and it will be covered by flowers, because this species, wild roses, they pretty covered by flowers. And it would be eye-catching, of course. Yeah, by the way, this is hybrid Foetida. This is species wild, and it fits perfectly into some natural garden, some species garden. I know that people love such concepts and even create them to be more, to be like real wild gardens on species garden. So this variety will fit perfectly for this aim. Unfortunately, it is it's not resistant to diseases. It gets black spot maybe first in the first 10 varieties of the roses in my garden, so it will be pretty fast after the blooming with very severe signs of black spot. I have not noticed mildew here on this variety, but yeah, black spot is there. But still we select some varieties because of their other characteristics, and ignore their susceptibility to different rose diseases, because we have some characteristics which we want to investigate and to see by our own eyes, not only through the video, not only through the photographs, but by our own eyes, by seeing this variety in life in our garden. It's covered with thorns, of course, and I guess all the species of white roses, they are covered with thorns, very intense, so you will need to be careful. And luckily or thankfully, this variety or such varieties as Persian Yellow, they do not like very intense pruning. They would prefer not pruning at all than more pruning. So pretty easy to take care of this rose, and because of light pruning needed, your arms will be will stay safe and will not be touched by these thorns, intense thorns. Yeah, interesting. Middle of the rose, also very interesting. Petals, not so many of them, semi-double, and flowers not so big. I would say middle ones, or even maybe small to middle, not big one. Yeah, flowering is not long lasting, or maybe this is because it will depends of course on the soil, but I think that in nature, in wild nature, these flowers, these roses, such roses, they grow in any soils, any grounds, not so maybe rich as we can provide them in our households. So here in my garden it grows in more sandy soil. Maybe that's why it was not so intense growing for the first season, but I think that next season will show this variety better, and all its characteristics will be noticeable better. Thanks for your attention, and bye.